Hi, I'm Zack and this is Issy from Kid2Kid Tutorials. And right now, today, we're going to be learning where our ancestors came from. So, this lesson includes geography, history, early human lesson plans linked below, ancestry, and some math. Yes, there is some math in geography and history. So, my mom and dad took a 23andMe test. That means like where they came from and what tribes they were from, like if they're Native American like my dad. And so they took those tests and we created a lesson plan from it. But unfortunately, my mom forgot her password for the 23andMe stuff, so we're just not going to go deep into our ancestry, just the basics. So, what you'll need for the lesson plans is a geography map. It doesn't have to be this exact one. It can be any geography map you want. And also you can make your own if you think you know all the countries or the continents. So we have that, and we also have some risk pieces. We can use anything we want.
You can use any piece from...
You can use any piece from like a board game to represent people. And my mom and dad took a 23andMe test, so we have to, so we learned it based off of that. If you think you know where your ancestry was from, you can use your opinion, or you can go to a genetics test and see where you're from. So we'll need those in order to complete this lesson plan.
And we're also using these risk pieces for war for my mom's ancestors versus my dad's ancestors.
So let's talk about my dad's ancestry. So we're assuming how they moved from here. So they started out in sub-Saharan Africa, which is below this line here. So everything below that line. But they're in North Sub-Saharan Africa, so they're probably around here somewhere. So, again, we're assuming. So then they went to North Africa, which is about right here, all the way to the Middle East. Then some moved to Europe, right here, and stayed there. And some migrated all the way to the end of Russia right here, Siberia. And then there's a land bridge at that time that let them go from Siberia all the way to Alaska. So they used that land bridge, and eventually they got to North America here. So that was my dad's ancestry. So now let's talk about my mom's ancestry, which just stayed here, and it got 1%, she got 1% European, so we assume that the people from Europe, or 2% European, and we assume that they went from Europe all the way to the Southeast Asia. So my mom's ancestry was from Southeast Asia, and 2% of her is European, so we assume that 2%, so we assume that she got that 2% from people migrating from Europe all the way to Southeast Asia. So we did a little math, and so we had 60 risk pieces, and we had the percentages of what my dad was, so like European, North American, and stuff like that. So we used our math, 61.5%. We can transfer that into a decimal, which is 0.615 thousandths, or 0.615. So we had 0.615, and then we multiplied that by the number of risk pieces we have, which is 60. So 0.615 times 60 was 36.9. And then we rounded that up to 37, since I can't cut, since my mom will get mad at me if I cut 9/10 of a risk piece. So now we go on to our next one here. We have East Asian and North American, and we do the same thing with that percentage, and we get 18.36. Again, we round that down to 18. So we put 6 in East Asia and the rest, the remaining number, which is 12, in North America. So he's going to put them there right now. So my mom, all the red pieces are my mom's ancestors, and my mom was 98.7 Southeast Asian, which is about 59 pieces, and she was 0.9% European, so we just put 1 in Europe. And so that's pretty much of what she is. As you can see, it's all packed in the Southeast Asia, and just one random guy in Europe. Pretty weird for my mom.
And
Genetics, yeah. And as you can see, this is kind of interesting because you can look at where your physical genetics are. So like my dad, he was part Native American and some Asian and African and European, a lot European, and undefined. He was part fish, people. He was part fish. Most reasonable thing ever.
he lives in the water.
Now, so as you can see, they lived in the lost city of Atlantis, and my mom was all packed in Southeast Asia and somewhere in the ocean, so she could be part fish too, because there wasn't enough room to pack it all in Southeast Asia.
So technically no one moved?
So yeah.
Except for one person, a lonely guy.
Pretty interesting for us to see our visual ancestry of our genetics. So we have all our ancestors spread out here, maybe not the fish ones, but we have all of them right here, and it's really interesting to see your physical locations of where you were and how you migrated and stuff to different continents. And also,
thank you for watching Kid2Kid Tutorials. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.
And I can breathe underwater.